welcome back to Upside Down Disney. If you're new here, my name is Jess, and today I am so stoked to be part of the VIP 3 Disney collaboration. This is hosted by Nick over at DisneyMertz, and basically the point of this collaboration is to just share your 3 favorites from, you know, a couple of different categories of Disney or fandom item. It does not have to specifically be Disney related. So the different categories are pins, Funkos, Loungeflies, Gym Shores, and wearables. So he said we can list like a dream item if we need to, if we, you know, maybe don't have 3 of something, or if there is like a dream item that's like our favorite, and we can list non-Disney favorites too. All of the channels participating will be linked in the description below. I honestly have no idea who else is participating because Nick did not make a group chat for this. He just kind of messaged everybody individually. So I don't know who else will be in it, but once I have the, you know, list, I will paste it into my description below. So check that out. So you can go watch everybody else's videos who is participating. And of course, our lovely host, Nick, make sure you check his video out. I have to say, this is like the most organized and efficient collaboration I've ever been a part of. Nick was sending like screenshotted like notes app, you know, messages, you know, to all of us with like all the details and like, here's your 1 week reminder, here's this, here's that. So he's very on top of it, very put together. I could never. But Nick is wonderful, and I'm so honored that he thought of me to participate in this collaboration with him. It's been great to kind of get to know him through this Disney community, and he's just somebody who I feel like is just like a wonderful light, and I don't know, he's just sassy and wonderful and just so much fun, and I love him. So thank you, Nick, for inviting me to participate. And without further ado, let's just get into everything, I guess. So the first category is pins. So doing this collaboration was a little bit difficult because I had to go back to my parents' house to get some stuff because a lot of my like Disney and fandom stuff is not here at my condo yet. So for favorite pins, it's kind of hard for me to pick like a favorite pin, and like my like most LE pins are not necessarily my favorite pins, if that makes sense. So I have 2 like in hand with me. One of them, the last one I do own, but I just could not reach it where it was. So I'm gonna just insert a picture of it when we get there. But first up, we're gonna go with this little the like vampire bat boy pin from The Nightmare Before Christmas. This was from a mystery pin collection they did a couple of years ago that mostly featured like all the Nightmare Before Christmas side characters. So this pin is kind of representing that whole collection and whole series, because I tried really hard to collect all of them. I think I have every single one. If not, I'm missing like 1 still that I haven't been able to trade for. But it was all kind of like the minor characters from the movie. So you had the Batboy, you had the Easter Bunny, you had the Harlequin Demon, the Devil, right? Like so many of the like smaller like citizens of Halloween Town kind of characters that you don't really see represented on Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise too much. So, and those are some of my favorite characters because to me it really just like adds to the whole world of Nightmare Before Christmas. Like it is this lived in place. It's not, you know, the background characters are not just random, you know, props that you see in the background. Like they're actual people living a full life in the background of this movie. So I absolutely love that about the side characters, and that's why they're some of my favorites. So like this whole pin set is one of my favorites. Next up is actually a fantasy pin. It is from the shop BB Create. I will link them down below in case anybody wants to check them out. And they do this whole series of the different lightsabers or different weapons for Star Wars characters, but as flowers. So this was the one for the dark saber. Like, I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but I will put it down below if I can find it. But I just think this one is so pretty. The darksaber is just such a cool lightsaber in like the Star Wars universe, and this design for it was just beautiful. The flowers are gorgeous, and I love everything about this series of pins that they do. I just think it's so pretty. I don't know, something about taking like a weapon and putting the flowers on the end of it. I don't know. I just absolutely love it. And so this is one of my favorite fantasy pins in general. I just really, really love it a lot. And then the last pin, I will insert a picture here while I talk about it, is the Windows of Magic pin featuring Ariel. This is one that my partner gifted me quite a few years ago. They kind of hunted it down on eBay and found an authentic one and purchased it for me, which is super cool. It was like just when I was first getting into pin trading too, so it was one of my first like limited edition pins. So it's one that is always like super special to me, and I absolutely love it. The whole Windows of Magic series is beautiful. I think I ended up getting them the Windows of, what was it, Windows of Evil was the like counterpart to that. I got them the black the Horn King from the Black Cauldron one too. So that's just a series that we both love, like both like the heroes and the villains version of it, and it's just so cool. We both have a thing for like stained glass windows, so the fact that the pins actually look like a stained glass window is just super cool. And so that one's an LE, I want to say maybe like LE 3000 or something. It's not like a super low LE or anything, I don't think, but it was a series that came out quite a few years ago. And it's just a super gorgeous pin, and I'm super glad to have an authentic one because that series is widely faked. I think the way to tell if it's real is that there are 7 little Mickey icons on the back of the pin. And yeah, I would have actually had it with me, but it's on a pin board hanging up on my wall in my room at my parents' house, and I could not reach it because there was other stuff around it, and I just did not feel like destroying everything to get to it. But picture will be here as I'm talking so that you can see, you know, what the pin looks like. So those are 3 of my favorite Disney pins. I could pick a million and one more. I have such a huge collection at this point that I actually like really have to start thinning out. But I have such a huge pin collection, and I just keep getting more. I have a giant box sitting next to me of just pins that I've had picked up from Disneyland. So yeah, I have quite a few pins in my collection that I could honestly probably say are favorites. Up next is Funkos. So for this category, only one of them is actually Disney related. So I'll go with that one first. So it is the Mayor Chase Funko Pop. So this is the most recent Mayor Pop that was released. They came out with one like way back in one of the first waves of Funkos, and that one is like $500 or something like that on like the resale market. But then a couple years ago they did you know, a wave of Nightmare Before Christmas pops, as they do basically every year, and they came out with the Mayor, and there was a regular version and a Chase version, and the Chase version was his little sad face, as you can see here. So I obviously had to have this one. I do have both versions of this pop, but you can see like the sad face is on both versions, but it's just like which one is facing, you know, the front. So you can see like his happy face is, you know, behind him there too, which I think is really cool that they included the detail of like putting the full face on the back of the pop, even though unless you're, you know, displaying it out of the box, you probably won't see that. So just another way that Funkos are just super detailed and just really cool. So this one I actually was able to find. There was some weird like pop-up like collectibles shop in my mall one holiday season, and you can see the price tag is still on the protector there. I paid like $35 for him. I think he's probably still like around that ballpark, maybe a little bit more expensive, but totally worth it to have him. I absolutely love the Mayor. He's one of my favorite characters in Nightmare Before Christmas, so I absolutely had to have this, and I was just really excited to finally own a pop of the Mayor, because I feel like I will never own the original one because that is just, he's too expensive. But this one is absolutely not out of my price range of $35. The next one is one of my most recent pop acquisitions, and it is not a Disney pop. Like I said, only one of them was Disney, and this one is Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek. So this is the Funko Shop exclusive Moira, and then she was also signed by Catherine O'Hara. So the company $7 a pop. They're always at like conventions and stuff. I know they do New York Comic Con. I'm sure they do San Diego. But they sell, you know, have like Grail pops, and they do like collaborations where they get, you know, a certain, you know, allotment of pops signed by different celebrities. And things like that, and then they'll, you know, post them up for sale. So my partner was wonderful and got me a pop signed by Catherine O'Hara, who plays like a number of characters that I like absolutely love. She was the mom in Home Alone. She's Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas. she's been in so many things that kind of made up my childhood. So she's somebody that, you know, me and my partner both really, really love. And we decided to get the Moira pop just because Moira is such like an iconic character, and we had recently been watching Schitt's Creek together and just kind of have like such an attachment to that show. So we decided to go with one of the Moira pops. And I am so happy to have this. This is like probably one of my new like prized possessions. And it comes with a little certificate of authenticity with it as well. And it is like came in like a hard stack like pop protector. So super, super cool pop, you know, as part of my collection. And very excited to have it. Like any signed pop would probably be up there in my favorites. I have one signed by David Harbour as well. It's Hellboy. It's not him as Hopper, but just the fact that it is signed by David Harbour. My partner actually got to meet him and get it signed was like super cool. And they kind of like snuck it in there and got an extra thing signed for me because they know I love him so much. So that was another contender, but I wanted to represent my Stranger Things collection in this, so I decided to go with this side pop that my partner got me instead. And then the last pop for my favorite Funko Pops is this Stranger Things Freddy Funko as Steve Harrington pop that came out a few years ago. This was exclusive to Fun Days at San Diego Comic-Con. So the only way to get this one was to either be at the Fun Days event, or I don't know if they did online. They might have done online sales for the Fun Days pops that year. So Funko will do Fun Days around San Diego Comic-Con. They also do a similar event for New York Comic-Con where they release a number of super limited exclusive Funko Pops. A lot of them are these Freddy Funkos. So like Freddy Funko is their mascot, and then he's kind of dressed up in the style of other characters or, you know, whatever, what have you. So they're always kind of the most rare, most exclusive ones that everybody's kind of, you know, seeking after. And so this was one of the ones. They came out with a whole bunch of Stranger Things ones a few years ago, and I bought all of them. And he is probably my most valuable Funko Pop right now as well. I think he's worth like almost $900 or something like that. So definitely like up there in terms of like value and worth. But to me, just like to have a Freddy Funko is super cool, and to have it be for one of my favorite TV shows, which is Stranger Things, and one of my favorite characters from the show at that. I just think this one's so cool. I also have like the actual pop of Steve with the baseball bat like this all bloodied up, so it's super cool to kind of have both versions of the pop. And yeah, I just feel very lucky to have been able to get him. I did pay like an arm and a leg for him at the time, but thankfully his value has kind of made the purchase well worth it. Yeah, so you can see on the back, he was from Fun Days 2018, and he is limited to 450 pieces. So a lot of the ones, you know, from these series are, you know, an under 100 LE. There was also the only one from this year that I don't have that was Stranger Things is the Gold Hopper that came out, and that is like my grail of all grail Funkos, but he's like $2,000. There was only like 40 of them. There's no way that I'm ever getting that ever in my life, but it is what it is. It's super cool anyway to have, you know, all the Freddys from that collection. So that is my 3 favorite Funko Pops. Next up is Loungeflies, and this was one that was like super hard because I have a lot of Loungeflies, and I have a lot of Loungeflies that I don't actually like wear or use, so I didn't want the ones that I showed as my favorites to be all ones that are just like display pieces. So a couple of them are, and I'll show those to at the end, but the first one that I'm going to show is my Vampire Teddy gingerbread backpack that I got from, I always forget the name of the shop that I got this from because it's some random small shop that I had never heard of before I saw this bag on Instagram, and I don't think I've ever ordered from them again. So they're allegedly in New Jersey somewhere near me, so that's cool. But so this was an exclusive with that shop, and it is Vampire Teddy as a gingerbread cookie, and then you have little gingerbread cookie duckies all over the bag as well. And Vampire Teddy and the Ducky are two of my favorite characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. Just because I think he's just so cute. And then also, if you know, my partner's nickname on like everything is Duck. If you've seen me like tag them in social media, like their TikTok is Duck's Card Nest, so that's kind of their nickname in all of our friend groups. And so Ducky is obviously one of my favorite characters because of that as well. So this bag was just super cute and super perfect because it had both of them represented. I like that they're always kind of shown together in a lot of things. And here's the lining on this bag. So it is just Vampire Teddy as the gingerbread with a bunch of presents and snowflakes. And then this bag does have 2 pockets on either side. And then obviously you have the front zipper pocket that is on all Loungefly bags as well. And then I did put a little Santa Jack keychain on the bag as like a little bag clip, bag charm, whatever. To just kind of add a little something extra. But I absolutely love this bag. I used it when we went down to Disney World last year. It would be last year for the Christmas season with my family when we did our big trip. And I used it a couple of days and it was wonderful. Obviously Loungefly is just super high quality. And the thing I love about this bag is it's not a super light color. I have a lot of light colored Loungeflies, and that's why a lot of them are just display pieces, because the last time I took a light colored Loungefly down to Disney with me, my jeans like bled all over the bag and kind of ruined it. So I really only carry like darker bags that have like a black or like a blue or purple, like dark, just like a darker colored background. So that's what I like about this bag. One of the best things about this bag. And just Loungefly bags are tiny, but they carry a lot. So they are very, useful. You can fit everything that you would need for a park day in them. And this one's just such a cute design. I'm a sucker for anything like holiday themed and like gingerbread stuff around the holidays. I just really love it. I don't actually like gingerbread cookies, but I love just like gingerbread designs and just the aesthetic of it all. It's super cute. All right, next up we will break up the Nightmare Before Christmas theme with what is probably one of my favorite Loungeflies, like probably the number 1 on this list, but we'll kind of show it out of order. And that is my Captain Rex bag. So this one was from Grotto Treasures, and it is a limited edition. I don't know if the limited edition number is on here. No, it doesn't show. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it was like a few hundred, like maybe like 500, 800, something like that. Limited edition. And they came out with like a whole series of, there was the Mandalorian bag that was also part of the series, and I think there might have been a Commander Cody one, or there was definitely the Ahsoka Clone Trooper. There was an Ahsoka bag, I think, that was part of this as well. So there was like quite a few like cosplay bags like this of like different helmets or like character faces. And they're just so cool. I just absolutely love this. Captain Rex is one of my favorite characters, and like the Clone Wars and all of that. So I absolutely had to have this bag. It's just super cool. The detailing on it is insane. So you have, like all the details of his helmet and everything. You even have the little marks up there at the top, and then on the back of the bag as well. I love when they include details on the back of the bag. And then of course I had to put a Captain Rex bag charm on the bag as well. I kind of accessorize all my Loungeflies with a little bag charm. And even though I don't use this one, this bag charm just kind of lives on there. So you can see all the tags and everything are still on him. He is in pristine condition. And he, like I said, is just a display piece because he is just, I don't want to ruin him. It's obviously the bag is all white because it is a Clone Trooper helmet, so I don't want to ruin it, so I don't really use this one, but it is one of my like most prized Loungefly possessions. And the inside lining is just the Star Wars logo on repeat. And then the last bag that I'm going to show for a favorites is this Nightmare Before Christmas bag. So this one's actually was a Hot Topic exclusive, and my parents gave me this for Christmas, not last year, I think the year before, maybe. It might have even been last year, I don't know. But I just thought this bag was so cute. I saw it and was instantly obsessed with it, and I wasn't gonna get it because like I don't need another Loungefly, but then my mom ended up surprising me with it for Christmas. And it's just so cute. I love that it has the little like elf children from Christmas Town in it, on it. Like that is, those are characters I've never seen represented on any other piece of merchandise ever, and that was why I felt like I really needed to have this backpack, because of that fact. Like, it's just so cute, and I love the little Christmas lights, how they're in like Jack's eyes, like in the movie. It's just so cute. And again, this is another one that is like just a display. Tags are still on it and everything, because again, it is a white backpack and I don't want to ruin it, but it is just super cute and I love it. And I love the sketched out style of the characters on it and everything too. It's just super adorable and I love it. All right, next up is gym shorts, which this was a very, very hard category for me to pick, but I narrowed it down to just 3. And the first one that I'm going to show is actually, I believe, the first gym short that I ever got, and it is the Once Upon a Nightmare, like Nightmare Before Christmas book gym short. So there is like a whole series of these for different, I think all the different princesses have one. There's a Lilo and Stitch one. There's just so many different like variations of this where it's like the storybook and then like kind of open to like a scene. So there'll be a quote. So for Nightmare, it's Once Upon a Nightmare, and then you can see there Jack and Sally on top of the spiral hill, with the moon in the background. You have Zero on there and his little grave. Got the little pumpkin patch. And then gorgeous gym short detailing on the spiral hill, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. And then the back just looks like the cover of a book, and it says Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. So this one is, like I said, I believe the first gym short that I ever got. I think my parents might have gifted this to me for my birthday or for Christmas. But yeah, it kind of started the whole obsession with gym shorts. I had seen it in Hallmark like a million times and had always pointed out how much I loved it, and then one day was surprised to receive it as a gift. So I absolutely love this one. It's just so pretty and one of my like most prized possessions. Next up is a gym short that my partner gifted me, and that one is, what is it called? Bagged and Delivered. And it is a Nightmare Before Christmas gym short. Again, a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas popping up in here. It is one of my biggest collections and like everything in gym shorts and Funkos, pins, Loungeflies, all of it. I have a lot of Nightmare stuff. So this one features Lock, Shock, and Barrel when they're kidnapping Sandy Claus. So what I love about this is the details on the sack that they like trap him in. It has the pumpkins on it. It has the little gym short details, like designs on it. It is so detailed and so pretty. You know, even the bottom has a little, you know, design and detail. The bathtub has little detailing on it. Just everything about it is super cute and perfect, and I absolutely love this one. Lock, Shock, and Barrel are 3 of my favorite characters. I feel like I say that about a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas characters, that they're all my favorites, but there are like kind of like certain characters that I like really collect a lot of, and Lock, Shock, and Barrel are just like as a trio are those characters. And I just love how like scared Sandy Claus looks. Like, it's adorable. And last, I'm trying to wrap this up because this video has been going for quite a while, is a Little Mermaid gym short. We haven't had a lot of Little Mermaid representation, but she is one of my other biggest collections in just everything, because she is my favorite Disney princess. So this is the White Woodlands gym short for Ariel. So you have her there in her wedding dress with Max and Scuttle, and just the detail on this one too is insane. Like the detailing on Max and on her dress, and on like the little rock that Scuttle is standing on. And Ariel's face is like really pretty in this one. I have a couple of Ariel gym shorts where her face kind of looks a little off, but she looks really gorgeous here. And then the detailing around the base with the little flowers is just super gorgeous. And so this one I actually got for Christmas, not last year, but the year before. And this was actually what I ended up having as a gift from my grandfather the year that he passed away. So this is from him, so that just makes it extra special and is just always, it's gonna be just a treasured part of my collection for that reason alone. So I absolutely love this one. And this collection is still like pretty widely available for Gymshark. I have not seen the Lock, Shock, and Barrel one or the Nightmare Before Christmas book one in a very long time, but I still regularly see that Little Mermaid one at my Hallmark. So you can still get the White Woodlands collection for most of the princesses. I see like all of them all around. All right, and then the very last category for this collab is wearable. So I kind of took that to mean like any kind of merchandise that you can wear on your person. So first up, and this is kind of like my favorite in the category slash just representing this category of wearable in general, is this Oogie Boogie Spirit jersey. So it says frightfully fun on the front, and then it just has, you know, different, it has dice, it has bats, it has Oogie Boogie's like smile kind of outline, and the like face details are all glittery. I don't know if that is showing up super well on camera. And then on the back it says Oogie Boogie across the sleeve, and then across his back, or across the back of the Spirit jersey. And I purchased this one a few years ago. We went down for the Halloween season, and I literally hunted for this the whole vacation, and then finally found it, I think in the Emporium, but after like going to a couple of different stores and then being out of my size, I was finally able to find one. So that was like my goal and like the one thing I wanted from the trip, and I was able to get it. So that's definitely one of my favorite Spirit jerseys, but just Spirit jerseys in general are a favorite like wearable Disney fandom item for me. I have ones not just for Disney fandoms. I have a couple I got from Comic-Con and stuff. They're just super cozy, super comfy. I love the like oversized fit of them. So Spirit jerseys are always like a must have and a favorite for me. The next favorite is actually ears, and it is these ears. These are definitely my favorite Disney ears that I own. They are from Unique Ears by Illy, and I splurged a lot on these. They were like an $80 pair of ears, which sounds ridiculous, but everything is handmade, hand cut, glued, sewed, the whole nine, and just really high quality. She does these like really detailed character face ears, and I always wanted the Marie set because I love Marie. That is, the Aristocats and Marie are one of my other like really big Disney collections. So these are definitely my favorite ears that I own, and they're super comfy, super lightweight. I've only worn them to the parks once, because I had a whole Marie themed outfit that I wanted to wear, but I don't typically tend to bring them down to the parks with me because they are kind of fragile. I worry about them being out in the sun all day in the heat. Some pieces are hot glued, so I don't want them to like melt and start falling apart, and they're kind of fragile. I don't want to like shove them in a suitcase, so I don't tend to travel with them too often, but I definitely wear them a lot for videos. Next, last favorite for wearable is actually something that I am wearing right now as well, and that is my Pandora bracelet. So every single charm on this bracelet is something Disney like themed or a Disney owned property. So I have this little spacer that is the Death Star. And then we have this little happily ever after charm. So it is Mickey and Minnie kind of sitting on a bench watching like the sunset or the fireworks, and then on the back it says, "You are my happily ever after." I don't know if that's showing up, hopefully it did. And then we have Ariel as well. And then we have a little pair of mini ears. And we have, the last two are ones that I actually purchased for myself because they were on sale at the outlets when we were on vacation recently. And we have Baby Yoda, and then an Alice in Wonderland, the little teapot with the dormouse in it, which I thought was super cute. So all of these charms are Disney themed. 4 out of the 6 were given to me by my partner, and the bracelet itself was gifted to me by my partner too, so that's why it is one of my favorites. It's something I wear every single day, or almost every single day. So it is just kind of like a staple in just like everything I do, and I absolutely love it. It's something that I can kind of keep adding to, and I definitely get a new charm when we go to Disney and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun to kind of have memories, you know, that I can wear all the time here. Okay, so I think that that's finally everything. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what are your VIP 3 of all of the following categories. I would love to hear about, you know, what your favorite items are. Comment down below if we're kind of twins on any favorites or anything. I always love to like hear and see what people enjoy out of, you know, their different collections and what everybody's favorites are. There's always a unique story, I feel like, behind, you know, each person's individual favorite things. So definitely let me know all of that down in the comments below. Like I said, make sure you check out Nick's video and everybody else that is involved in this collaboration. And again, Nick, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this. It was a lot of fun kind of going through my collection. Some of it was really hard to pick, but it was a lot of fun to just kind of go through and like think about, okay, well, like what has the most meaning to me, you know, things like that, and kind of, you know, pick out all my favorite items for this collab. If you are new here, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, ring the bell for notifications so that you can come get stuck in the upside down with me again soon. I would really, really appreciate it. I post videos kind of whenever I have the chance and the ability to. I'm pretty busy, and YouTube is just a fun hobby for me that I just love to share, you know, kind of my love of Disney and fandom related stuff. So if you want to follow along, that would be greatly appreciated. And I hope that you are all having a magical day. Thank you so much for watching if you have made it this far. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.